Alright, welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 395. Yes, 5 episodes to go before we reach episode 400. Yep, so this we're discussing episode 1131, A Fleeting Moment of Happiness. Kumachi, aka Kuma, and Ginny. And we're also discussing chapter 1150. And you're like, wow, that's awesome if I can reach that far. And this is a very shocking chapter. I'll get to that later. So this new episode adapts from chapter 1097 of the Egghead arc. Egg Island arc. Oh, and in case you're curious, comes this arc, like, since they got the chapter 97, if you're really curious, let's see, 10, 20... There are currently 28 chapters left to be adapted for this whole arc. Yes, 28. Which means, unless, of course, the anime decides to do some anime original content, which I highly doubt they could do that, this arc, and this is my best guess, will wrap up by episode 1159. And that's when I start this arc, which has only been going on now for 25 chapters. Yeah, the current arc is going for 25 chapters. You're like, really? Yes, really. So, in this episode, no Straw Hats here. Yes, this is actually the third arc in a row where we have a flashback, or a flashback set of episodes where no Straw Hats. The same thing also happened with the Wano arc, and also happened with Whole Cake, Zao, there's no flashback in that one. Dressrosa, there's a lot of flashbacks now. Oh my gosh. Punk Hazard didn't have flashbacks at all, so basically the only ones that have arcs, the flashbacks just so far are just Punk Hazard and Zoe. Everything else have flashbacks. And that's why the length of their arcs are so extended. Now the thing is, with the arc for Egghead, let's see, 50, 60. It is currently sitting at 68 chapters, this arc. That's all long it lasted for. The anime, so far, has had this arc last for, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, roughly 46 episodes. So this might be the first arc since, I'd say, Punk Hazard to be the same length as the manga arc. It's possible, but who knows. So, what happens in this episode? Well, we jump ahead several years in the future, several years after the events of the previous episode, where Kuma is roughly 22 years old. He is now a pastor, and Ginny is older now. Ginny is like a few years older than Kuma. Yes, she is. So he apparently has been using his power to take the pain out of the senior citizens of the Southport of Southport Kingdom, and then apparently he does this once a week because of the fact that there's a reason why. Because this particular ability was actually last seen during Thriller Bark, where he basically creates this pink, like, thing, which has all the pain he takes into himself, because if he doesn't, it goes back to the people he just took it out of. And it's because he can't do it every day, because it takes a great toll on his body. And all shows the fact that Kuma is ripped. Yes, we have seen this in present day, where the guy is massively ripped. Yeah, he's a buccaneer. So I thought he was just a big, sort of a big guy. It shows back, yeah, he's massively ripped. Over time, he does, in fact, start sporting the shirt he does wear in present day. As a matter of fact, it's the final thing we see in the what you see here, that he starts wearing that particular logo on his shirt. So then, of course, he discovers, after a little while, that the current king is a complete dick to his people by selling out people to pay heavily tribute. He thinks because he can, and he also declared that the southern part of the kingdom is no longer, the southern part of the island is no longer part of the kingdom. Thinks, apparently I go over people north, and nope, it does not. So Kuma, not happy with the fact what's going on here, he proceeds to beat the crap out of the royal army. Then he, Jenny, and their friends all get arrested. And then something more shocking. And of course, they're reading about this group known as the Freedom Fighters. Who led by? Who gets that? So then these Freedom Fighters proceed to open fire on the capital, storm right into it, killing some Roman soldiers, and forcing the current king Bakur off the throne. And his whole policy has been lifted. And it turns out that, okay, so, and then the people who lead this group go down to Kuma's cell with his friends, and it turns out we see Irankov and Dragon before he got his famous tattoo in his face. Yes, so Kuma's offered to join the Freedom Fighters, which of course are renamed to the Revolutionary Army, thanks to him joining along with Jenny. So they of course get spiffy new uniforms, which of course they wear, and of course Jenny takes position in the army too along with Kuma. So then over the course of the next 14 years, this army proceeds to liberate a lot of countries, though they get paid for it too because they don't have much money. A lot of countries. He comes home, everybody's very happy to see him, and then while out by herself, Jenny is captured by the enemy. And everybody's shocked at the fact this happens. Yes. Also, jokes like, oh yeah, they can't get mad at Jenny because she's hot. The senior citizens, yes. But great episode. And looking forward to the next episode. I do appreciate, though, the last time we see Kuma in the episode, his shirt he's wearing is the shirt he wears in President Day, which is awesome. Good animation for that one. Yep. But we're not done yet. Next up, Chapter 1150. Domi Reversi. The cover image is pretty much the end. I think it's the end of the story. Okra Chow Yamato's Golden Harvest Circuit Pilgrimage. Volume 34. Enema Shrine. Akuma. Yosuke's sword is enshrined, and the pilgrimage is complete. And Yamato is in front of this thing with Uti and page 1. Because, of course, they officially become her subordinates. Because she saved their life. So, the giants want to save the kids. And, of course, they start floating. Yep. Yeah. Lots of, basically, pages inside. And eventually... Oh, yeah. And it turns out that the night girl who popped up toward the beginning of this arc, she is actually a demon. Yep. A demon. Dorge and Bragi try to fight her with, of course, some of the Straw Hats in the chapter. Jinbei, Nami, Robin, Usopp, and Sanji all tied up. Of course, they tried to, of course, where Luffy is. Like, Sanji's not there. And, of course, I think this is, Bragi, I think it is. It's like, are you with you're the one driving ill with madness? Okay, yeah, it's Dory. Sure thing, Captain. Take care of yourself, Bragi. Now get back to chewing. How many are you? Understand this, Bragi. Thou wilt met with Brehal draw and cut off his head and out its people, that we are the king's Elbath. He's like, never! You can't tell us what to do. And then she proceeds to whip out a pistol that becomes a shotgun that proceeds to shoot off Bragi's hand. What? Yes. Yeah, right at the wrist. Damn. I can't believe she got my mighty arm. It's my arm. Like, you'll pay for this. In exchange for some measure of thy lifespan, thou will receive an undying body exchange and uncanny strength. Unfriendly to Mao, that about my common sense and logic, demons only form to take life. Diabolical contract. Covenant. Did she demons? And then Bragi proceeds to fall into the ground, nearly burning to death, like Domi and Reversi. And then, slowly but surely, this giant pirate crew will turn to demons. Yes, one by one, and the chapter ends with basically the one still standing here, turn to frickin' demons. End in the chapter. Yeah. You're like, what? Yeah. That's shocking. And I guess in reading this chapter, we're like, wait, where the heck is Luffy? Good question. But all in all, great chapter. Loved it. Give it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. So that is pretty much it, particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I'm just going to go ahead and do my next anime. I'm going to do that next. I mean, Lord of Intergalactic Empire. That's next. Okay, thanks, people. Bye.